Today we're gonna talk about inking. It's gonna be a short video, but I wanna go through it anyway. As you can see, I have my Manga Studio or Clip Studio Paint Pro up. What I usually do when I ink is I take the G pen, as you can see, and I usually, go around 20, because right now I'm zoomed in like 50%, so just try it out. As you can see, the harder I press, the thicker lines I get, but if I am really careful, I can get some thin lines, okay? You can also try the mapping pen, also pretty good, but it's a little bit sometimes wonky. You have to, fix it with anti-aliasing and stuff like that to get the correct lines and stuff like that. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm doing quick motions. Now that is the trick to inking in a digital world, because if you go too slow, sure, you can get a good line, and sometimes you have to, if you have to do like abruptions in the line or something like that, or maybe you have to do a pattern or something like that. But if you're gonna do like, cross hatching and stuff like that, you have to be able to do smooth, quick lines, okay? You have to feel it out, draw quickly, a quick draw, so to speak, okay? But I'm gonna go with the G pen. Go with what works for you. If you're working in Photoshop, you can use the brush. Maybe you have some special brush. As you can see, I have several different brushes here that do different things, but mainly when I ink, I just go with this one. Sometimes if I want a thicker line, I just go up to 30 to get a thick line, but still, if I go slow and easy, you get that, okay? Or I should say not slow, but if I just ease on the pen, not pressure too much. Also, if you have issues with the pressure, you can also check your drivers for your tablet. Maybe you can change some things there. I know I have put it up one level to more, easy to press to get the result, because the standard is pretty, you have to press really hard. So maybe if you don't want to press too hard, ease it up a little bit. But what I want to show you is this, okay? Here we have a sketch, an old sketch that I kinda abandoned, but it will work good for this exercise. As you can see, I have sketched it. I usually do it in kind of blue, darker blue, so that when I lower the opacity, I can still see it, and it's another color, so it won't, interrupt me from seeing what have I inked and what have I not inked. But what I usually do is I go over quick lines. As you can see here, you don't be afraid to do like this, because you can always take the eraser later on and just, make it the way you wanted it. Like so. Or maybe, there you go. So you can always, sometimes fix it in the end, because it is digital, so you can still fix it. But, go over your drawing, take the time, don't rush things, try to be as careful as possible, and, get the best result. I am kind of stressing it a little bit now, and I get a little bit wonky lines. Sometimes if you don't see, zoom in. Don't be afraid to zoom in, because it's easier to work that way. You can get more details and, get the better result from, just going in a little bit. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes I only work in zoomed, or zoomed in, I should say, because then I can see the details. But sometimes you have to go out so you can see the entirety of the picture. Okay, don't remember, you have to zoom out to see how does it look when everything else is visible as well. So we're just gonna go like so, gonna do a little bit like that, and didn't like that. Here we go, a little bit more like that, and then zoom out. You can see, okay, it works fine. What I also wanted to say, now let's say for this sake that she is bald, okay, just for sake. of this exercise. What I also usually do is I try to keep the lines inside, the perimeter smaller, trying to make it a little bit more detailed, smaller and detailed, trying to keep it, so that it looks like I have gone with a bigger pen around, just on the outlines. But sometimes that isn't enough, and then I do like this. I take a bigger brush, just going outside like such, and go around here, and there we go. As you can see, it kind of pops out a little bit more, so that I get the outline is what the character is, and inside we have the details, and sometimes you have to kind of go out so you make contact with the thicker lines. And as you can see, it kind of pops out a little bit more, because if you have a background that's kind of detailed and there's a lot of things, doing a very thick outline helps the drawing a lot. So try to remember that you have to draw sometimes a little bit thicker on the outside. But when it comes to hair, if you want to do that on the hair, well, it works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. Just remember that you can try and experiment just to get the right feel that you want for your drawing. But these are the kind of things that I do, and sometimes they work, sometimes I have to revise and look at it and see, maybe I didn't need the thick lines, maybe I need more details, maybe I should simplify it. But inking is pretty much, you have to practice and you have to understand what is it that is gonna be visible. Same thing goes, for example, if I'm gonna do like an old time cross hatching shadow, I can do it like this. But when it comes to digital, you can also use just a color, and pick some gray, put it under, and you can get a bigger brush, and we can do some shadowing like such. But it's all up to you. If you want to do like a very black and white, you can use the ink, but then you have to also remember to shadow in ink. Black shadows that are supposed to be a bit lighter and a little bit more visible and stuff like that. So inking is pretty much done. Just remember, try to experiment. It is your drawing. Try to experiment and find your own inking style. There are a lot of ways to do it, but your way is the way you should do it. Okay? Thank you for me. I'll see you next time in the next tutorial video. Bye.